Welcome on the show, the Vice President, Her Excellency Jessica Alupo. Honorable, you're most welcome.
Thank you very much.
We're so happy to have you on this show.
And for purposes of being very audible, allow me to request the audience to remove my mask so that they can hear me very clearly.
It is very okay, Your
Since
Excellency.
now the principle of social distancing
is fully
being
observed,
adhered to the dot in this interview.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Yes, congratulations, first of all, on this. You received the news.
I would like to thank all the people of Uganda for their prayers and goodwill in the last election, which made His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni to win the election, but also members of parliament to successfully win the election, including myself.
How did you receive the news that you have been appointed Vice President?
Yeah, when the news about the new cabinet for this term came up, I started by getting phone calls from people, and then they were telling me, "You are now the Vice President, you are now the Vice President." And I was asking them, where did you get the news from? How authentic is your news? And they were telling me that it is the TVs and radios. So I was in my room, so I was walking now to put on the TV, and then the PPS to His Excellency the President, Dr. Mona, rang me and told me that His Excellency the President has released the cabinet list, and Alupo Jessica is now the Vice President of Uganda.
Okay.
So before I reached the TV, the authentic news now had reached me. I felt very humbled, extremely humbled, because it was a surprise, very surprise and shocking news to me. So I reacted in a very humble manner, very calmly, and I sat down now to listen to the news, and now the full cabinet list on the news.
Okay.
But I also prayed to God immediately after listening to the news and thanked Him for that favor that he had in me, and also thanked Him for giving His Excellency the President the inspiration to choose me as the Vice President.
Congratulations once again, Your Excellency, and wish you all the best. Now, yes, you're not a new face to Ugandans. You served as Minister of one of the key ministries, that is Education and Sports, and you are an MP. You're not a new face, but we now have Jessica Alupo in a bigger kind of picture. Who is Jessica Alupo to a Ugandan, in some few words, to a Ugandan watching you and really would love to know, the lady now Vice President? Who is Jessica Alupo to that young girl who now looks at you with a lot of inspiration? And what would you use to tell them the kind of lady?
People of Uganda should know me as a very simple person and very humble, who believes in accomplishing my tasks at all times in a very simple manner, but very, very effectively.
Okay.
Together with the others as a team. But also I know that I like mentoring others, because I know that when you mentor people, they work with you, and also they also mentor now others. So when the mentorship spreads across, you know that we will be moving very well as a country. I also listen to advice very, very, and I also have my role models.
Okay. Like
one of them is Excellency President Museveni is my role model, and I listen to him and all his guidance very, very keenly whenever he gives me advice. I listen to all elders, and I believe in the wisdom of the elders. Ugandans should know me as someone who works with everybody. I've built my experience from the army, and when you are in the army, you are deployed anywhere in the country. You don't choose. True. So I learned to work with all categories of people from the time I was serving in the army. And I learned to endure and also accommodate all types of conditions when I was in the army. Because in the army they can deploy when it is raining, when it is shining, when it is hot, when it is cold, when the situation is tense, when the situation is not tense. So I built my personality of being extremely flexible. In the army, as you know that in the army, there is a clear procedure of following orders. You don't question things unnecessarily. So I also owe the army a lot in terms of the discipline that I have, right from the training and up to the service when I was serving in the army.
Okay.
When I was in the Ministry of Education and Sports, I interacted with also another category of very senior technocrats. I went when I was young, but I managed to listen to them and their wisdom. And because of being a good listener, they were able to groom me and make me achieve all those achievements which we made in the Ministry of Education. I'm always having a listening ear, but I love to work. I love to work more. And comment less.
Your Excellency, there you deny people a chance to listen to you then?
In choosing to listen, more and talk less, I get the chance to accommodate all people's views.
Okay.
And also you get the opportunity to enable everybody to speak. But also the most important and the beautiful thing is that you also give your input. And I think the input which you give when you talk less is always very necessary input.
Okay.
Yes.
You come in
necessary and relevant.
The army, you served, became an MP, minister, now vice. What inspired you, like, to give out yourself to national service?
For all those leadership positions that I had, and also my service to the army, what inspired me is the concern for the needs of people.
Okay.
A concern to make an input in changing and making a difference in the lives of the people, most especially the common people. That's what inspired me. I saw when I joined the army, the government and the commander-in-chief was grappling with the LRA. That's the time I joined the army. So I thought that I can also make my small input as a person, like many other men and women who are in service.
At that very point,
then when I joined the politics, I also thought I can speak the truth, I can share with colleagues, politicians, and make you can't do everything alone, but I also had an interest in making an input in changing the lives of the common people, in making a difference in what the government was doing for the people of Uganda. And as a political leader, I thought that I would also participate at the front line in making decisions and also practically participating in enabling the people to realize that they have moved from one point to another point, but in a progressive direction.
Okay, you talked about the LRA. As a young lady then, were you not scared of the army and the LRA and what really it would be an army officer when you were joining?
The time I joined the army, and it was almost at the peak of the LRA, I did not have the fear.
Really?
But I just had the zeal to work like other soldiers who were in the army to solve the problem of insecurity in our country. It did not even occur in any way in my mind that if I join the army I will get in a problem. It didn't occur. On the contrary, my parents were the ones who were scared. And they tried to block me. Then I just escaped and joined the army.
Really? You ran away from them and went to achieve your goal? Yes,
actually my dad came to the training school. And then when he came there, he was coming to pick me and take me back. Then they told him that the cadets are not around. They went for the field, but we were in class. So he went back.
He gave up?
Yes.
He must be a happy man now because you must have achieved a lot from joining the army.
I am sure he's very happy in heaven
Okay.
Because
he
he was blown up by the LRA when they invaded Teso in 2003.
Oh no. There must be young ladies that would love to join the army. In just a minute, how would you describe your achievements as a young lady, a young female army officer? How would you describe the kind of achievements that you registered as an individual and what it means to give up yourself to go and serve a nation as a young woman? What kind of message would you give a young lady that would have thought about it?
For those young ladies who would like to join the armed forces, either police or the army or even prisons, I give you all the confidence, because all the interests and the security of the trainees, first of all, you join through training, are taken care of now in the law, not just by stories, but in the law. So you are extremely protected right from training, and you can do your program very successfully as a young lady who wants to join the army. Firstly, I would like to also assure them that when you join the army, you get a chance to interact with so many soldiers at your level, but also other senior officers at your level who are both female and male, who will in turn groom you and interact with you, and also see how to empower you more, especially that we are ladies. We know that as ladies, people might think that what are those ones doing in the army? But when we join the army, everybody is considered to be the same, whether you are a woman or you are a man. There is no discrimination. So young ladies out there who would like, no one is favored against the other. Everybody is treated the same way. There is no favoritism. So the only thing is that you should do the correct thing and the right thing at the right time, all the time, discipline. So I achieved a lot by army training, as I told you. It teaches you to be very enduring. You can endure any kind of condition. You are trained to do that, but also you experience it. Then secondly, it exposes you. You get exposed. Today you are in Gulu, another day you are in Kaba, you are in Katakwi, another day you are in Luero, doing the work of government. But input, you know your country in detail, practically by seeing, but also by reading about it or hearing what other people are saying. You understand all the cultures of your country. When you go to a place, you know what those people do, and you can blend with them so easily. So there are so many benefits that you can get by joining the armed forces, and I personally gained a lot when I was working as an officer in the army.
Now, here is a young lady that you were, an army officer. How easy was it from you to make a transition from the service in the UPDF, and how did you fit in?
First of all, because of my character and discipline, they say you do not blow your trumpet.
Okay,
but why I'm saying that is because of the way I transited from the UPDF to politics. It was a decision that was taken by UPDF officers, and my joining politics was an assignment to go and critically underscore the challenges which were affecting the Teso sub-region at that time. And when I went there, I participated very well. I made my report, and some of the interventions have already been responded to by government. So because of my, as I told you, the way I do my things, simple but very, very critical and effective. I do things, I want to do it the way I'm supposed to. And I think my superiors in the UPDF maintained me in that arena of politics.
Okay. So in there you became a state minister, now Minister of Education. How was that journey till when you left the Ministry of Education? How would you describe it in simple terms?
from the Ministry of Youth and the Ministry of Education.
Yes.
The journey has always been challenges which are based on work, challenges which are based on work. Some of those challenges were overcome. Some of them were not overcome. But as you know, institutions, they keep on the institutions, when you make clear these achievements, then those ones can be cleared by another person. So I have always had not a very hard time, because when I go to a place, I first understand the place, and I fit in so easily and start doing my tasks one by one, one at a time, but with those who understand it better. And then I also make my input, and we achieve as a team.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Honorable Jessica Alupo, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda. We are still getting to understand a lot of things with her. To you watching, do not make any mistake going anywhere. On return, we'll now look at the journey of how she took a political break, 2016, 2021, and on return, she came in with a bang. She's now Vice President. Do not go anywhere. It's UBC 1-on-1 with Micheal Jordan.
COVID-19 chijja kugwa. If we get vaccinated now, observe social distancing, wear a mask properly, sanitize or wash our hands with soap and water regularly. Together we can defeat this enemy.
In efforts to improve quality assurance and Uganda's competitiveness as a tourist destination, Uganda Tourism Board is set to undertake a nationwide grading and classification exercise of hotel and accommodation facilities. As a member of the East African community, Uganda subscribes to the East African Grading and Classification Criteria, a system denoted by stars ranging from 1 to 5. The grading and classification exercise will be crowned by the awarding of star ratings to facilities found compliant to the EAC minimum standards. This is therefore a call to all accommodation and facility owners and managers to register and get licensed by UTB as a requirement and get ready for participation. For more information, visit www.utb.go.ug or email qualityassurance@utb.go.ug for details. Uganda Tourism Board, promoting tourism together.
UBC 1-on-1 with Micheal Jordan Lukomwa. Welcome back from the break, and thank you so much for keeping it with us. We are with the new Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, Her Excellency Jessica Rose FL Alupo, and here in our office we're having a very good conversation. Your Excellency, welcome back from the break, and thank you for the time and whatever we are sharing with you. You took a political break in 2016 up to 2021. What happened and how was the break? Because everyone is talking about in their own way. I have an opportunity and giving it to you as well to clear the air about so much that everyone is not understanding about that break. How was the break and how was it generally?
Thank you very much once again. In 2016 there was a general election.
Yes.
And I lost the election. Having lost the election, His Excellency the President for a meeting in his office, because I had, prior to that, I had been a Minister of Education and Science, Technology, as I requested, we had a cordial discussion, and I took a break and went to the village, but on his permission, we agreed. We had also agreed that while in the village, I will be closely interacting with all the communities of the Teso sub-region, but without appearing to be an officer, just appearing to be one, yes, a farmer of oranges, but also for the country, and then continue training them on changing the mindset from subsistence to commercial, and then choosing enterprises which are which can fetch more money than the others. So I did that while appearing to be one of them. I was just a simple community member like each of them, and I did that very well.
In simple terms, even when you were in a break, you were at work.
That is it, by implication.
Yes.
By implication. So I did it very well, and the people were very happy that I could manage to be with them for 5 years. I told them that was extremely comfortable for me. I was having a rest women for that long, which it had never happened before because of the so many responsibilities which I had always carried. So the break was, in short, very successful. As you can see that now when the election of 2021 came, all the community members said, our own, we are going to send you back to represent us in Parliament because you have been with us here, drinking our water together with us, eating our food together with us, going to the gardens with us, going to everything, doing everything with us. So I think that the break was very, very, very enriching.
What are you going to do about that bond with them now that you're busy and all of us in Uganda need you?
Having bonded with them for 5 years, uninterrupted,
and now we want you in pieces.
It is a real gap now, and many of them have told me, we now know that you are a national leader again, you are very busy, but when you get time, when you come, please, you come. If you cannot get time, you are doing national duties, you concentrate. Okay. You help the president to do his work. But as an office, I think I'm also going to engage the technical people here to see how I can get someone in the village who will be moving around the way he did for 5 years, yes, sharing with them, speaking to them, and also giving them skills on how to move away from subsistence, as I had done before. Yes. Then I will also find a way of technical people here assigning another person in the office here who will be interacting with them. In case of any phone calls, they should not be missed. Someone should be able to pick their phone calls. But I am sure that they will appreciate the responsibility that has been given to me, and they will support me.
Your Excellency, just on that very issue, there's something that we really don't need to give some 1 minute. The president is saying these things so much. Subsistence, get out of subsistence, and let us take business agriculture. What observations do you make in that assignment that you can share here about how people should transform from subsistence to agro-business? Share some little.
People transiting from subsistence to agribusiness, yes, or subsistence to commercial, and also intensive farming due to the pressure of land now. It has taken place in some regions, the country, and it is on record. Now, my comment regions and pockets in the country which have not taken a leap, okay, so that they can catch up with the other regions or the other pockets of the country which have already commercialized. Okay. So we will go and address those reasons which have made them continue to remain subsistence, even when the trumpet has been blown many times that leave subsistence, go commercial. We are going to go to the grassroots, engage them physically to see how they can move from that state to the state which can enable us to have every household an income so that we can move to the middle income status. You heard the president say we would have moved to the middle income status, but because of some small areas which remained in subsistence, when the national record was made, the other ones pulled these ones who had gone commercial. So I would like to state that I'm going to make sure that I work with His Excellency the President to address those areas which remained behind, so that the whole country is on the same page.
What kind of plans are you coming in with, or aspirations as an individual, in this kind of big task that you have?
This is an office which now is can work with all offices in the country. Now, as I start my journey in this office, I call upon support from all other ministry departments and agencies to work collaboratively together in order to achieve one objective.
How ready are you for that kind of a task? I was talking to one of the ministers sometime, and he told me politicians are very stubborn people. Your Excellency, how ready are you? Because if the president is invited for a UN summit, you will have to take over, even if it's a day or two. How ready are you to handle hundreds of politicians in this country who are described as stubborn people? How ready are you for such task? That is just an example.
Now, this is a political office. Yes. At the same time. I know some of the roles are supervisory, but also more importantly, the approach which I'm going to use most is the approach of being a servant leader. Okay. Leading by example. By example, then all the people who you intend to work with under your supervision will say, yesterday the Vice President came here. When she came here, she went to that home and she ate with those people and talked with those people. So everybody will go and do the right thing without necessarily being reminded. That is really the approach I would like to say. Everybody should be conscious about the responsibility and their roles without necessarily being reminded. But this office is just here to work with everybody, get the reports, also give them some guidance from His Excellency the President, and be really a bridge between His Excellency the President. Because of his so many roles, maybe may not reach here to do that for him, and we hope that we'll do a very good job for him.
We have a government this time which is mother-driven. We have a female Vice President, a female Prime Minister, First Deputy Prime Minister, a number of you. You must be very happy about this. And what do you promise us, the children, as mothers, a lineup of you? What do you promise us, the children in Uganda?
As a cabinet which is composed mostly of women, but most importantly, key position this time, the President chose the Vice President, who is a woman, the Prime Minister, as you have said, the First Deputy Prime Minister, and others. We are close to 46% in cabinet. First,
key position actually.
We take it as a big responsibility. We take it as positions that come with a lot of responsibility, and we take it as a requirement to address the grassroots problems. Yes. We take it as something that has come as an honor, but not just an honor for us to sit with, but to discharge what will come through our offices right to the intended beneficiaries. Because as mothers, we feel so much for any person who needs government service, but may wait for long and also sometimes may not get it. We feel it, and we think that now is the time for us women to demonstrate to the appointing authority that we can ably deliver services to the people of Uganda. And we request for the support of everybody, because we cannot work alone as women, much as we have been appointed as women Vice President, women Prime Minister. We need to work with men, youth, and any other categories of people, religious leaders, civil servants, in order to produce results. We cannot work alone. But what we promise is that we shall not let Ugandans down, and we shall not let the appointing authority down. We can say that the struggle always, a lot has been done already. Like when I come here, the structure is already there. You are not beginning from nowhere. At least you are beginning from somewhere. The economy has grown over the years gradually. We are beginning from somewhere. So we can only say that the struggle continues unabated and victory is imminent.
With a women-driven government, should the mothers in this country say this is their time, never to complain again?
With a women-driven government, but I don't know whether that's the correct way of saying women-driven government.
Yes.
With so many women in positions with mothers at the exactly with
yes.
mothers at the forefront,
Should the mothers in this
would like
country
to assure all the women of Uganda and the mothers of Uganda that their interests will all be taken care of adequately.
You come in office at a time when the country is grappling with COVID-19. Not only the country, but the world, but Uganda now facing it rough, I would say. What would be your message to the Ugandans there, and what expectations should we have?
Now, on COVID-19, the first message is that it is all our responsibility to ensure that we fight COVID-19. Every other Ugandan must know that the responsibility begins with her. The responsibility begins with me and you.
Exactly.
First, social distancing and other SOPs which have been prescribed by the Ministry of Health.
Yes.
When the vaccines arrive, please go for vaccination. Those who feel unwell, report very quickly to the health facility so that you can be attended to on time. And any other communication from His Excellency the President through the media or digital should be adhered to the latter. But it is a situation which is manageable, and we can get out of it if we all cooperate.
Okay. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. I'm going to give you an opportunity to send a message to the people in Wusuk in the local language. And this is the opportunity in 1 minute. Just a good word for them, because I saw our reporter there sent us pictures of them celebrating whole night. This is an opportunity for them in the local language to say something.
To the people of Katakwi, who elected me as a member of parliament for Katakwi district, I would like to say to them, E alama noi, e alama noi, e alama noi.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for the time and whatever we have shared. UBC TV, we pledge to move with you throughout. To you watching, my name is Micheal Jordan Lukomwa. Just one thing, the mothers, it seems it's your time, because the government is not only you ours, but yours as well. We thank you so much for watching. That is all we had for you tonight. Enjoy the
for one's country.
I say no to corruption because I put my country first. I choose peace over violence because I put my country first.
I love Uganda. I serve Uganda. I sacrifice for Uganda. I'm loyal to Uganda. I love myself.
Be patriotic. Uganda first. This message is brought to you by the National Secretariat for Patriotism Co Uganda, Office of the President.
Echa COVID-19 chijja kugwa. If we get vaccinated now, observe social distancing, wear a mask properly, sanitize or wash our hands with soap and water regularly. Together we can defeat this enemy.
Fellow taxpayers, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Joseph O. Okuja, and I am a tax consultant and a tax agent practicing under the brand name of Libra Advocates and Consultants. I come to you as a messenger to preach the good news of voluntary tax compliance. This is probably not the time to be talking tax, considering that we are in the middle of a pandemic and a countrywide not to pay. Many taxpayers are in a dilemma since government imposed an abrupt lockdown on the country, and as a consequence, many businesses were shut down, and some businesses effectively have no source of income, some have no access to their accounting records, and some have no access to online banking or payment platforms. The need for social distancing and self-isolation during this period is gravely affecting the ability of taxpayers to meet their tax compliance deadlines, in spite of the fully digitalized tax filing and tax payment system that was introduced by URA. However, our government needs the tax revenues to continue providing public goods and services, and therefore individuals and businesses are still required to meet their tax obligations to the government by promptly filing and paying any due taxes to URA. While I sympathize with the many affected taxpayers, I invite all taxpayers to be diligent and proactive in the management of their tax affairs, businesses and transactions, and ensure that they are tax compliant at all times. The good news is that URA has cleared some tax agents to continue assisting taxpayers in complying with their tax obligations. It is therefore very important that as a taxpayer, you always seek professional assistance, especially at a time like this. The more advice you obtain from tax professionals, the better informed your decisions will be. There are various mechanisms under the tax law that you can take advantage of and indeed remain tax compliant. But above all, you need to file your tax returns to the greatest extent possible. Tax compliance is fully automated, and a tax return can be filed from the comfort of your home. Similarly, tax payments can be made through any of the electronic payment platforms. I wish you all good health and blessings in all your undertakings as we strive to stay alive. Please file your tax returns by the due dates. Thank you very much.
The family of the late Francis Masuba announces the death of Francis Masuba, which occurred on the 27th of June 2021. Francis Masuba was the Assistant Auditor General Corporate Affairs and Accounting Officer in Auditor's General Office. Burial will take place on the 3rd of July 2021 in Sironko District at Nampanga Village. Informed are colleagues, friends and in-laws. May his soul rest in eternal peace.
Uh-oh. Did Anna and Jonathan have a cooking accident?
Jonathan, congratulations on getting the Employee of the Month award. That is awesome.
What are you talking about?
Oh no, I think I just spilled the beans. Forget I said anything.
Wait. You said award. I'm getting an award. I'm getting an award.
If you spill the beans, you tell someone something before you were supposed to. Usually it's an innocent mistake. But even though no food actually spills, spilling the beans can sometimes lead to a messy situation. And that's English in a minute.
Did you know that you can now contact URA's contact center to have your return refiling queries answered by selecting option 2 on the URA's service menu? Just dial 0800 117 000 or 0800 217 000 or email services@ura.go.ug.
Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together. Uganda joins the rest of the world to celebrate the International Corporates Day on 3rd July 2021. The virtual shall be relayed live on UBC TV from 10 a.m. to midday under the theme Building Better Together. The guest speakers are Honorable Francis Mwebesa, the Minister of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, Honorable Frederick Ngobi Gume, the State Minister for Cooperatives, Mr. Jonas Tweyambe, the Board Chairman, Uganda Cooperative Alliance, Mr. Asimwe Ivan, the General Secretary of Uganda Cooperative Alliance, and Dr. Fred Muhumuza, a senior economist who is the keynote speaker.
Did you know that you can now contact URA's contact center to have your return refiling queries answered by selecting option 2 on the URA's service menu? Just dial 0800 117 000 or 0800 217 000 or email services@ura.go.ug.
Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together. Patriotism is a feeling of love, devotion, and the willingness to sacrifice for one's country.
I say no to corruption because I put my country first. I choose peace over violence because I put my country first.
I love Uganda, I sacrifice for Uganda, I'm loyal to Uganda, I love my soul.
Coming soon on UBC.
Like the sea meets every shore, not an if but it's a when. From beginning to the end, I am fire in the rain.
A human spirit is one of the abilities.
Being differently challenged should not stop you from believing that you can achieve your dream. My disability has never stopped me from believing that I can achieve my dream.
A hero is someone who finds strength to make things happen. That people don't believe it can happen.
Fire in the rain.
Your success and happiness lies on your hands.
Coming soon on UBC.
The show that's revolutionizing Uganda's health sector, bringing you relevant topics.
Drinking alcohol does not kill the coronavirus.
We have seen the UK variant, South African variant, Indian variant. They're already here.
Many of these people have been taking the chloroquine that it will prevent the COVID.
We're encouraged to continue putting on your mask, washing your hands.
Diabetes.
The common symptom is they lose weight.
Every 1,000 babies born alive, 100 would have died before they reach 1 year.
HIV.
If a person living with it and the virus is consistently undetectable, it means they cannot pass it on.
TB.
Certainly 95 to 100% of the time you'll be cured of TB at 6 months.
Ugandan experts, foreign experts, health sector profiling, exclusive interviews.
Fundamentally, we have the Data Protection and Privacy Act. This is extremely critical in the health sector.
Real life stories.
As parents, when she became sick, we lost our jobs. Me as a teacher, I could not teach living her.
In the doctor's room, the only health talk show that walks the talk in the operation theater, easing your accessibility to health. The Doc Talk Show, coming soon.
Most people never notice that all them want and need.
This special day, a legend comes on your national TV. When you think of legends, you can't figure out DJ Dan Starboy, the reggae and dancehall ambassador.
Pound the yard, pound the yard.
I love you, woman, I love you. Yeah, you have your own style. I got to love you, you know me love you. Yeah.
Get certified of 99 greatest hits on UBC TV every Friday, 11 p.m.
Rasta no mean to fight, Rasta mean to love the people. Rasta no mean to fight every time. One love you.
Licky, lover, lover. Them just a rock and come and just a skank in the dance. Everyone.
Amanya gange nze Ssekikubo Theodore ndi mubaka akiikirira essaza ly'Emiyaga mu Sembabule district mu parliament. Nzize okukubira omulanga eri bannalw'Emiyaga Sembabule bannayuganda yonna gye tuli nga nkuba omulanga ogukwata kawuka aka coronavirus n'abusiiga omuntu omulala. N'olwekyo corona ye nnabe aliwo kati mu kiseera kino asenkenyezza abantu era ng'obulwadde obwo buva ku muntu